It's our action that speaks the loudest. Though we the sweet scientists, they ain't nothing sweet about us.
We're sitting down with boxing's most polarizing figure, skilled heavyweight, the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury. Deontay Wilder. Was he more difficult than you expected or easier than you expected in the ring?
I think he was everything that I thought he might be. I wasn't convinced on the punch power going into the fight, who knocks out all of their opponents, like 40 knockouts. But I'm definitely convinced after the fight.
Many felt that you clearly won the fight, you know, outboxed them. It seemed like you didn't have any issues until you got hit with the right hand.
It's always going to be the problem of getting hit with the big punches. But I knew I was a better boxer than him going in, technically. It doesn't mean to say that he's any worse or a better fighter than anybody else just because you're a better boxer than someone. As we've seen, it only takes one punch. Right. And he only needs one punch in any of his fights.
Well, I'll make a confession. You made a huge believer out of me after that fight.
Always argued. I said, this guy could box.
He needed that defining fight, and the rest is history.
Yeah, look, going to Germany to beat a 26 title defence champion, one of the longest reigning champions in history, in his own back garden, that should have qualified as the defining moment. But I suppose having 3 years out the ring, alcohol, drug abuse, mental health problems, and a 147-pound weight loss, that sort of cements it as well, doesn't it? Coming back after that and only having 6 months of activity and then fighting Deontay Wilder, the biggest puncher in boxing history.
You go at him very hard, you know. I mean, you call him a Dazn, all of these names that we don't know what the hell you're talking about, right? But do you guys talk behind the scenes? Because you guys seem very friendly and cordial as well.
I'll tell you the actual story, how me and Deontay Wilder came about. About 2010, he was over in England and he was helping David Haye prepare for one of his fights. And he was up in Sheffield, I don't know what he was doing there, and he was at a boxing show. And he was stood in the corner, and nobody recognised him at that point. And I said, oh, that's Deontay Wilder over there, to the promoter. I said, I'm going to get him in the ring and stir it up a little bit. I got into the ring and I said, hey, everybody, you got the American hope over here. I said, Deontay Wilder is going to be a heavyweight champion of the world one day. And I said, so will I, and we're going to fight each other one day. So this is going to be the best of America versus the best of Britain. And when that day comes, it's going to be a great fight. Got him in the ring, everyone was clapping and whatever. And from that, we had a little moment in the ring, and I said, look, you talk about me a lot, and I'll talk about you a lot, and we'll build a massive fight over the next few years.
You said that almost nearly 10 years ago.
Nearly 10 years ago. It probably would have happened a long time earlier, but obviously I was out with my own problems.
What about with the recent tragedies, right, in the sport? Obviously, do you think anything can be changed, or is this just the nature of the beast in boxing where you're going to have to deal with it?
To be honest, in any combat sport, there's going to be injuries or fatalities now and again. If you think of how many boxing contests happen over 1 year, and think of how many times we hear of these tragic news, it's absolutely terrible, but we know willingly what the risks are going into a fight. You accept that as a fighter and as a person at such young ages to be taken out in this world and leave behind people. It's devastating, and you know, it'll destroy the kids and the wives and the families' lives. And you know, when I was on the verge of suicide, I was attempting suicide. I didn't realise what damage I would have caused to my family, me dad, me brothers, me mother, my wife, my kids.
That never crossed your mind?
It never crossed my mind, because when you're in those dark places, you don't care about anything or anybody. And until you get back out into the light, you realise what damage you would have caused. I'm always honest when it comes to mental health stuff, and I like to give my truth across. I didn't think I was ever going to get back right again. I thought I'd end up in a padded room somewhere. That's how bad it got.
Oh my God.
There wasn't a day that went by that I didn't pray to God to kill me.
Wow.
And I suppose I've suffered my whole life with depression and anxiety, but I never knew what it was because I was uneducated on the matter, and I just thought it was a feeling that I had. And I know I'd get low from time to time, and then I always get over it because I always had an ambition of becoming heavyweight champion of the world, and nothing was ever going to take my focus off that goal until I achieved the goal, and then there was nothing to pull me out of the hole anymore. So I just kept going down further. And yeah, I did attempt suicide and I pulled out last minute. So I don't think you can go any lower than that. When a man doesn't want to breathe fresh air anymore and doesn't want to live for his family and his kids, and I was a man who had everything. I had money, fame, glory, achievements. I was young, I was healthy. There was nothing much more that I could wish for, but yet I was the most unhappy that I've ever been. What pulled me out of it? I think I draw the final straw after the attempted suicide. I was driving pretty quick, I won't say because I get banned from driving. I was in a high-performance sports car and I was heading towards the bridge at about 190 miles an hour. And my plan was, I planned that I was going to hit it at the bottom of the road. I was going to hit this bridge. And people say just before you die, you see your life flash in front of you and all that. Yeah. I didn't see any of that, to be fair. So, and the adrenaline was pumping. I could feel myself like, I didn't know, I was thinking, didn't know what was going on. I was 100% I was going to smash into this bridge, and I got maybe from here to the end of the wall away from the bridge, and I kid you not, I heard a voice speak to me, and it said, Tyson, don't do this. This is not for you. You're going to destroy your full family's lives. Don't do this. And when I think about it, I was very unwell at that time, and maybe I did hear the voice.
Right.
Something spoke to me.
Something.
But when I pulled the car over at the side of the road, and I was there and I was shaking, and there was tears coming down, my chest was wet. I didn't know where I was, and I called for help, and I thought, you know what, I can't do this anymore alone, because I tried to hide it so much. Every time I tried to speak to somebody, it was like, oh, pull yourself together, you've got everything, why are you complaining?
Right.
So,
insensitive.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? So it was I couldn't speak to nobody about it because I had a role to play, I had a part to play. Damn. Do you know what I mean? So I was bottling up for so long until I exploded. So now when I speak to people who are suffering with mental health problems, the best advice that you can give to someone is go and get medical help immediately. And when I started going and seeing a doctor, I didn't think it was going to be for me. I thought, I'm going to go see this guy now, tell him what's the problem is, tell him what I'm feeling. He's going to go tell all his mates in the bar later and have a good laugh.
That's what keeps us away from getting help. Though.
Yeah, this is what I was thinking in my mind. But when I went there and I spoke to the guy, and he was setting me up like, we'll meet for an hour twice a week or whatever it was. I was actually looking forward to going back. But I think the final straw for me was, I thought to myself, I looked in the mirror and I looked at 60 years old to me, in my mind. I was in terrible shape. I was well over 400 pounds. I couldn't bend down and tie my shoelaces up without being out of breath and feeling all sweaty. I was in such a state, I thought I was going to have a heart attack at one stage. I had a severe anxiety attack where I thought I was having a heart attack and a stroke, and I didn't know what was going on. I really didn't. I rushed myself. I got my friend to take me to the hospital. I said, somebody must have drugged me or something's going on. I said, I want my blood testing right now immediately. I said, I think I've had a stroke or a heart attack or something. My heart rate was like booming. The doctor said, you got to calm down. We're going to sedate you if you don't.
Maybe your purpose is to help others that are going through that. I've
been brought back for a reason, because I was gone. When you say you're at the point of no return, that was me. I didn't ever think I hated boxing at that period. I hated it. I didn't want to look at boxing. I thought it was boxing that made me that way. I was thinking about it for a long time, and I thought, you know what, maybe it's the boxing. The boxing's always been there, and I've always been ill, so it must be the boxing that's done it. And I just wanted to get well again, and I thought, what made me happy in the beginning will make me happy again, so I needed to train. I never trained in 3 years. I didn't want to train. Every time someone mentioned working out or something, I used to avoid that completely. I went for a little jog and I thought I was going to run a mile, and I got about 200 yards and stopped because couldn't breathe, and my belly was out here and it was bouncing all over. And I persevered on a daily basis for a long period of time, and I was getting better and better by the day, until the fact that I wanted to fight again. I got the love for boxing back, the love that I had when I was a child, the love that I had when I was amateur boxing, the love I had when I was turning professional. That's the love that I have for it now. But like I said, coming back for a reason, I don't know how, why or where, or at that time I didn't anyway, why I was brought back. But I know I was given a second opportunity in life, and this time I wouldn't waste it, because I'm one of these people who's an all or nothing type of guy. Risk reward, higher the risk, better the reward. So I said to Frank Warren, I want to fight again, Frank. He said, right, you haven't got a license for one, and you've never had a fight for 3 years for two. I said, I don't care who it is, just get me a fight. So I had a fight, had another fight, and then I said, right, get me Wilder, because I'm not in this game to be second.
Which was crazy to us.
Yeah, I'm not in this game to be second or third. I'm either the best or I'm not. I don't want to be a professional boxer if I'm not going to be the best. So everyone was like, are you sure you want this fight? I was like, 100%. I said, if he's going to be the man who's going to knock me out, please do it, because I've been traveling the world for 10 years to find someone to do it, and I really want it done. I said, so if he can't do it, it ain't going to be done. So then, for the first time in my life, me dad, he said to me, you're not what you once was. He said, "You're finished. You're not on that level anymore." This is someone who supported me from the beginning, right through. He said that your last 2 performances over them mediocre people, that's not good enough to go 5 rounds with Deontay Wilder. He actually begged me not to take the fight.
And that's just a father's love, don't you think?
Yeah, because he didn't think that I would just lose. He thought that I'd get severely hurt. With the time out the ring, not being used to taking big punches anymore, the movement, everything was gone compared to what I had.
Usually you learn during camp, you know, how much you can take and how much you can give. So
100%, but my style isn't taking shots, is it?
That's
so
true.
we never know
That's true.
what's going to happen. But in my mind, I never lost the belief. And the drive with me is second to none, because I wouldn't be in this position and I wouldn't have come back from all of that if I didn't have the drive to succeed.
Right.
And the belief in my own ability and my own self never to say die, that's second to none too. Because I watched the tape of the Deontay Wilder fight. It was a year too soon. I should never have taken that fight. Wow. I risked everything to prove a point to my father and to my family that I wasn't finished and that I had more to offer. And it was a dare to be great move, because everybody in boxing said I'd get knocked out within a few rounds. All the people who were supposed to be my friends and supported me, everyone was like, nah, he's getting it in Tyson Fury. You make sure he watches because he's getting knocked out for sure. I just believed that I was going to win. The training camp was terrible. With losing all the weight, I just didn't have the same body strength that I had before or that I have now. Because you can't lose 147 pounds in 6 months and then fight the world's best fighter, the world's strongest, biggest punching fighter.
Right.
It's just not viable. And I didn't know if I could go at elite level pace for 12 rounds. I just didn't know. What I should have done was waited had another few more fights like the original plan was, but nothing's ever certain in boxing.